everybody, it is time for the penny hunt. We're going to go ahead and get into it. We got a box here and a bag of pennies that is change from a family member that had been in Utah and had saved up some change. So we will probably go through the box first and then go through the bag after, just to kind of keep everything a little more organized. But we're going to go ahead and get into it. All right, everybody. Well, it took all the way to roll number 10 to find our first wheat penny. And it's going to be a obverse facing 1952 Denver. So we'll get that one added to the pile there. We have had a lot of like BU and ones that we're going to check for varieties and stuff. Those are ones we're going to compare to the book, possibly upgrades and stuff for shield coins and stuff like that. Let's go and do a quick check here on the rest of these. 2002, 81, 87. Alrighty. Nothing there. Did find this one here. It's got tape on it. Not sure why, but that was at like the ender on the roll number 10. So just kind of an interesting find. We have found a bunch of Canadians too, but alrighty, we'll go ahead and get back into the hunt and we'll bring you back in as soon as we have another find. Alright, we are back. Roll number 22. We are not having a good ratio of wheat cents, but we did finally find another one here. And it is a 1956 Denver, so fairly newer one. We'll go ahead and add that to our pile here of now 2 wheat cents. And I don't think we had anything else in here. No. Alrighty, we'll go ahead and get back into the hunt and we'll bring you back if we have another find. Alright, very next roll, roll number 23. We have a reverse facing wheat cent here. We'll go ahead and see what we got here. It's got a little bit of like a bluish toning to it, which is kind of cool. Looks like a 1945 Philadelphia. Go ahead and add that to a pile. We now have 3 wheat cents. And let's go ahead and just do a quick look through here. And I don't see anything else. There's a 92. Check that really quick, see if it's got the close AM. It does not. Alrighty, we will get back into the hunt and we'll bring you back if we have another find. Alright, everybody, we are back. We were on roll number, looks like number 29 in the hunt. And we finally have another wheat penny here, reverse facing. Let's go ahead and we'll flip it. And it is going to be, looks like another 1956 Denver. We'll go ahead and get that added to the stack. That now gives us 4 wheat pennies for the hunt. And we'll just kind of go through here really quick, see if we see another one by chance. 64. No, I don't see any more wheat pennies in there. So I'll go ahead and finish going through this roll, and we'll bring you back in if we have another find. All right, we are back on roll number 31. We have a reverse facing wheat penny here, about a third of the way into the roll here. And it looks like we got a 1927 Philadelphia. That's an older one. So we'll go ahead and get that one added into our stack here. And we'll keep on hunting. We'll go ahead and finish going through this roll. We'll bring you back if we have any find, or as soon as we have another find. Very next roll, roll number 32. I have an obverse facing 1934 Philadelphia. It's another oldie. I think that's actually might be even a slightly better date. But we'll go ahead and get that added to the stack there, see if we need it. And I'll go ahead and continue through this roll. If I have any more finds, I'll bring you back. Otherwise, we'll bring you back as soon as we have another find in another roll. All right, same roll, about 14 coins later, we have another obverse facing. 1956 Denver. So we got another wheat penny there. So we'll get that added to the stack. And let's just kind of look through the rest of these here. Oh, that looks like that says 1948 Philadelphia. We are getting on a maybe on a bit of a wheat penny pile with this one. Let's see here if we got any more. Let's check that one really quick. No. Nope, no more wheat pennies there. I'll go ahead and finish going through the roll here, and we'll bring you back in as soon as we have another find. All right, we are back. We are on roll number 37 of the hunt, and we have obverse facing 1955. And let me just check it really quick, see if it's got that poor man double die. That's usually a pretty easy one to spot. Because it definitely doesn't have the big double die on it. It does not appear to have either of the double dies on there, but we'll go ahead and add it into the pile there. At the end, I do actually have a, well, here I can actually probably find it and show it to you. I do have a 1955 with the poor man's double die on it that a family member brought out to me from change that they had hunted. So this one here is a nice, really nice 1955. And if you look at that last 5 there, see how you can see like another 5 just off to the side of it, almost like a shadow. That's called the poor man's double die on there. So, but we'll go ahead and get back into the hunt. I'll go ahead and keep going through this roll. If I have another find, I'll bring you back in. All right, and we are back. Same roll. Towards the end of the roll, we found a reverse facing. This one's got a lot of wear on it, so it looks older. So let's hope it's a good older date here. Looks like it is a 1920 Philadelphia. Let me look at that really quick. Yeah, I think it's a 1920. It might be a 1922. Kind of has a little kickback like a 2, but I'm going to say it's a 1920. It's pretty goobered up there, so we're going to go with a 1920 on that. Philadelphia. That is definitely an older date. That's kind of nice. I think we may actually need that one for the book. I don't think we found one of those yet. Might as well check the rest of this roll with you guys. Oop. And of course I go and I drop the coin. That was a 69 Denver. I'll just add that to check for the variety on there for the no D. And they got some minor double dies. I don't really check for minor double dies and stuff. Just kind of for the major ones. But I do like to check for stuff occasionally, some of the lesser ones, just so I can add them to my collection. But if I already have it in my collection, then I just toss it back into circulation or into my copper bins here that I sell so people can hunt. But all right, we will bring you back in as soon as we have another find. All right, we are back on roll number 44 of the hunt. And we have an obverse facing 1956 Denver. It's definitely got something on there. It's causing it to have some interesting toning, but otherwise it's in really nice condition. We'll go ahead and add that one to the pile and just kind of do a quick check here. See if we see any more, because it seems like lately when we find one in a roll, there's another one hiding in there. So no more in this roll. So I'll go ahead and finish going through this roll. Get back into the hunt, and we'll bring you back in if we have another find. All right, on that last roll, number 47, is like second to last coin in the roll. Found this really old Canadian, 1943. So that's kind of a cool find there. So we'll go ahead and add that to our pile of Canadian coins, which are building up pretty good. But we're going to go ahead and get back into the hunt, and we'll bring you back in as soon as we have another find. All right, we are back. There were no more finds in the box, so we only ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11 wheat pennies. So not too horrible. Definitely not my best hunt, but hey, it's pretty decent. I got a whole lot of coins to go through there to check for varieties and stuff, and then also a lot of BU ones there to check against the book. So we'll go ahead and go through those, and as soon as we're done there, we'll bring you back in and kind of go over what we found or what we've added to the book, and we'll be back here in just a little bit. All right, we are back. Looking at this, it looks like there is some slight doubling here on the R and the T and the U, on the S there as well. So this is on the 1956 Denver. I'm gonna have to compare this against some stuff to see if this is a legitimate double die, or if maybe this is just kind of some machine doubling that's looking really close. If you actually look at the U, you can see some lines here on the sides. So I'll do some comparisons on that, and I'll bring it back after I'm done here going through all the rest of these coins. But just figured I'd add that in there. So we'll go ahead and get back into looking at these. All right, in the first book here of the wheat pennies, the only upgrade we had was the 1927 Philly. We did not have any additions. So we'll go ahead and get into the next part here of the books, and we'll bring you back in once we have that done. All right, we are back on the next wheat penny book here. We did have an upgrade on the 1955 Philly there. So that was an upgrader. And then also the 1956 Denver was also an upgrader. So that's all we had there on the wheat pennies. So we will go ahead and get on to the memorial pennies now. And we'll bring you back in once we have those gone through. Looked for the varieties, and no varieties on the wheat pennies. But we'll go ahead and get working on these memorial cents. All right, we are back, everybody. So it took a little bit to get through all those, but we did have a couple of varieties, including on our newer ones here. We had a 1988 with the reverse of the 89 there. So there's that one there. Got a 1980 one here. I'm not totally sure. Oh, now that I'm looking at it again, I don't think it is. I mean, it's got a little bit of the oblonging there and here. So it may be like an earlier stage or some sort of dye deterioration. So not totally sure on that one. I'll have to do a little more looking on that one. Got a little fiber there. So this is a 1972. If you look here, you can see these little spikes. This is a really common DDO. It's not an FS number or anything like that. These 1972s have like, I want to say 10 or more per mint mark of DDOs. They're super common on these dates. So nothing too crazy special. And then a lot of them also had like doubling here on in and everything like that. This one does not. That one I already have, found previously. The 1969s here, I have 2 of them. That one's like a faded FG, so it's kind of on the later die stage. I do believe I have one here that was a no FG. Just let me double check here. I thought I'd found one. Yeah, here you go. Here's one here that's a no FG, 69 Denver. So I kind of kept one of each, so I had the different stages there of them polishing that out on the die. That is an error. I have another 69 Denver, so maybe I had 2 of them. Yes, I had 2 no FGs there. So that one's actually a 69 Philly without the FG. So let's go here. We got another 72. Most of these are going to be 72s. This one, it's got the extra meat here on the top of the 2 that you can see. It's one of the varieties as well of the doubling on the 2 there. Like I said, it's really nothing special. There were so many of them. I think they only have 1 FS number for that. It's like really severe doubling. But it was also another one that I hadn't had before. Here's another one that I haven't had before. So there's only the 2 there that I haven't had before, and this is the other one where it's got the doubling here on the end of the 2. That is a fairly common one as well. It's one I hadn't found previously. This is just a 1960 Denver, but it has the filled 9, little die chip on the 9. Figured, I'm not really finding too much, so I'd go ahead and show that. Because it is a little bit of a minor thing. Does add a little bit of value, not much. And then this 1973, I don't have the 1973s totally memorized. I was going to look into this one a little more. Just got a little something going on there. And down here at the underneath side of it. I didn't see anything on Variety Vista, but there are other places you can also look. So I will look further into that. If there is anything on it, I will come back and let you know. If not, then I will just post the video. And there just won't be any update at the end there. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe for more. We do have another video coming up. I've decided to... I have this bag of change here that was brought from out of state. I was going to hunt that with this video, but I've decided this one's definitely gone on long enough that we're going to go ahead and save that one for another day. I am getting pretty worn out. I haven't been feeling 100% the last few days. So, but yeah, please like and subscribe. Comment any questions you may have down below. Oh, and before we leave, let me go ahead and go over the finds for today. I gotta add these ones in here really quick. All right, here we go. So we had no additions here, but as soon as we got over to here, we added the 59 Philly there. It's a really nice one. The 61 Denver, 62 Philly, 64 Philly, 66 Philly, 69 Denver, 70 Denver, 72 Denver, 73 Denver, 74 Philly, 74 Denver, 75 Philly, 76 Philly, and Denver. So that's in that book there. And then in the next book, every single one of these are additions, which I just dropped one of them in my coin bucket here. So let me pause this really quick. All right, we are back here. So all of these are additions. So 77 Philly, 78 Philly, 78 Denver, 79 Philly, 79 Denver, 80 Philly, 81 Philly, 81 Denver, 82 Philly, 82 Denver. Those are both copper. 83 Philly, got some toning going on with it. 83 Denver, 84 Philly, 85 Philly, 89 Philly. So I'm only putting like BU ones in these. 92 Philly, 93 Philly, 96 Philly, 97 Philly, 98 Philly, 2000 Philadelphia, 2003 Philadelphia, 2006 Philadelphia. And then we have the 2015 Philadelphia and Denver, and a 2017 Philadelphia. So that's all of our additions for today. Figured I'd go ahead and cover that before we end here. And of course, another coin fell out of the thing here. I'll get that put back in. But we will see y'all next time. Please like and subscribe, and everybody have a great day.